A weekend of 2 parts, one on a natural venue.
And one on a commercial, a fish-filled commercial, Matt.
The commercial that is Tricast Western Pools for yourself.
And the natural venue that is Loch for you.
Of Scotland.
Is it not in Dumfries and Galloway,
Yes,
Scotland?
it's actually, yes.
Is
Yes,
it?
It is.
Thought it
Very
might
nice.
be.
Very, very nice place. Very nice place.
Mm.
But talk to me about Western Pools. The Natural Baits Festival was first up, wasn't it?
It was. The TriCast sponsored Western Pools Natural Baits Festival. Took place on Saturday and Friday of last week.
Yeah.
On the first day, I drew peg. Where did I draw on first day? Clay pit. I've never been to clay pit. To be honest, I didn't really want to draw on clay pit.
Why?
Because I've never been. I was going into unfamiliar territory.
Scared, aren't you?
A little bit intimidated. 60 foot deep in places. Big
my
vast
God.
venue. And also, I knew you'd need a big weight to win that lake. It's one of the best lakes on the complex in terms of what weights it throws up. So I wasn't too happy to draw on there. But I was very happy when I was told I was on a good peg on there. And I went to it. Peg 29.
Yeah.
And I've had a lovely day's fishing.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said, I've got an itch on my chin then. I just went.
On your chin? It's probably got one on your lip. Stay to that on your lip.
I know.
That's
Go on,
terrible,
carry on.
that, isn't it? It looks like there's had a size 12 barb duck stuck in it,
That's
doesn't
for
it?
spinning hooks up for you too much, that.
Ah, of course it is.
Tying you up
Of course it is.
to the Welling festivals, like you were telling us about.
Anyway, so yeah. I've had a lovely day's fishing.
Yeah.
I had £139. I've caught F1 shallow at 11 metres towards the street.
What on?
Casters.
Nice.
Which is Natural Baits Festival. Just alternating depths. Slapping quite sometimes was good. Most of the time though, you just wanted to keep your pole well back, loose feed, and drop your bait in your feed and you catch one.
Nice. Because the water's clear.
Yes.
Right.
You could see these F1s, Matt. Unbelievable. You could
It's
see them
weird,
just
isn't
under
it?
the surface.
I did a stopwatch feature in match fishing with Andy Bennett and it was the same. You could see them flashing about every time he fed.
It was great fishing.
Yeah.
And then the last 2 hours have actually come down the edge. I've caught some better carp, feeding corn, big potting corn, and fishing bunches of maggots over the top.
Nice.
And a full worm over the top were very good as well. It was just awesome fishing, really. And I say I had £139. That was actually good enough for second on the 12 peg lake.
Nice.
And the results for this were going to be decided on cumulative points, so where you come on your lake each day. So I'm well happy with the second.
Yeah.
Although I've got to say, my mate Bodge and Neil was very unlucky. So he would have actually won the lake. He would have had £190, except he went over in one of his nets.
Needs to learn how to count, doesn't he?
Bless him. He's never done it before, and I'm not saying anything because I've never done it up to now.
Yeah.
But I can imagine it's an easy mistake to make. A big old fish in there.
Yeah.
So I did feel a bit sorry for him. But Richard O'Connor won the lake. Awesome angler. He had £166.
Local and all, isn't he?
He's local, but he's bloody brilliant, isn't
He's
he?
amazing.
And that was that. I was delighted to find out Joe Kerris actually won the match on that first day.
Nice.
So he went into the second day storming ahead.
Yeah.
We had a few beers that night though.
Did you?
We did knock
It's deadly, isn't it? That bar at Weston's deadly.
We did put a few carlings away.
Did you?
Little sing-song, bit of Elton John.
Ah.
Lovely.
Ah.
And then the second day I drew Canal Pool peg 17, which was another peg I quite fancied. Robbie Griffiths, who is probably the undisputed master of Western pools.
Yeah. Western legend.
I've been on it the day before and caught £150 for second on the lake again. So I thought, oh,
Good chance.
Chance of another second here. If I can fish as well as Robbie, that won't happen. But
Yeah.
we had a good go. Love the day's fishing again. £104. I actually caught a lot of fish on maggots down the edge this on
Doesn't he barbels?
nearly all barwell. Not many carp.
Nice.
I was a bit disappointed. I wasn't really going anywhere. I was trying to catch on corn short early, couldn't catch. I ended up pinging corn up to the far bank, couldn't really catch on that.
Right.
It was a weird old day. But then, fortunately, my peg got stronger as the day's gone. I think it's really important when it's like that and it's tough and it doesn't seem like there's a lot happening to keep feeding all your lines. Des Ship taught me that a couple of years ago, Like I've often thought, when you're in a position like that, if you're getting, say, 2 hours in and you've got nothing, like I was, I've got £20, probably less, 2 hours in, nothing. And the temptation is what I always used to have done in that situation, a bit of, right, okay, I need to make something happen. I'm just going to fish down the edge and I'm going to fill it in long. And that bit, 4 years ago, that's what I'd have done. Des has taught me, so I said, no, you just keep feeding your lines, nurture them, and eventually, by regular feeding in different areas, we'll bring more fish into your peg.
Mm.
And it happened for me. It really worked well. The last 2 hours I emptied it down the edge on barbel, on maggots. I've got a few barbel and carp on culling short at £104. However, it wasn't quite good enough. It was good enough for a section win. It wasn't good enough for anything like a section win by default. I better not lie myself. Lee Pasticcio actually won the section.
Did he not?
Yeah, but I got me called out for it because it was by default.
Good lad.
Won the lake.
It doesn't matter.
And I ended up 5th on the lake. It was so close. £111 would have got me 2nd, and I ended up 5th with £104.
And if you'd have got 2 seconds, where would you come on the festival?
4th.
And who won the festival?
Joe Careless won the festival,
Ah,
so I
I
was
know he
really,
did,
really
I know
happy
he
about
did.
that. Oh, chuffed to death. Joe
He's good in it. Good in it.
fully deserved
He
that.
does. He's brilliant in it. He's just right good at fishing, isn't he?
You know, he's probably the most natural angler I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely frighteningly good. He just don't know a lot, does he?
No.
As much as he used to.
No.
Brilliant angler. Anyway, 3rd day, on the Monday, I got invited to fish the Welsh National.
I want to see your Welsh passport.
Well, I had to explain this to a few. I got called a plastic taff. You know what that is?
No.
An artificial Welsh person.
So that's what you are, plastic taff.
Apparently. But I was actually conceived in Swansea Services, as I told quite a few people.
Was you really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Mum and Dad come off the M4, went in there.
Popped your out.
A few months later, there I was. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, we had a great team of young anglers. Kegsy Parry actually grouped us all together. There was myself, Kegsy, Jordan Holloway, Jake Alden, and Lewis Burrows.
It looks like a team of a little boy band, doesn't it, when you look at the picture?
Yes, yeah.
Like an album cover, isn't it?
It is,
Yeah.
it is. But I actually had a lovely match. I was lucky enough to come 2nd in the match.
Yeah.
And won my lake.
Yeah.
Made up for it. No defaults this time. Made up for it.
Proper lake win.
Proper lake win. Took a quid off Matty Dawes.
Yeah.
And a course on pellet short. 6 more pellet short. Lovely match. And then a few down the edge on maggots. Weird, I couldn't catch long at all. So we were on peg 46 on canal, which is another reasonable peg. Yeah, lovely weekend. Unfortunately, the team didn't do so well.
Right.
But I was pleased just to come 2nd individual. That was nice.
Very well done.
And then it
So
made
you're
even
the
nicer.
second best angler in Wales, then,
I'm
aren't
the
you?
2nd best Welsh angler at an English venue.
Nice.
Just not really from Wales.
Well done.
Gotta say a big well done to the man who won it though, John Harvey. Awesome year.
Bring
that
it
man's
in,
having.
big boy. Bring it in.
He's a lovely man. Such
Yeah, gives you a good hug, John.
gives you a
Always
brilliant
gives you a good hug. Good
never
squeeze.
so well. And Shakespeare Super Team won the team thing, so it was a good day for them as well.
Very nice.
And I'll tell you what made my day even better.
What?
I was driving back down the M6, and I got
Yeah.
a phone call off Matt Godfrey.
What did he have to say?
He says, I've won the Loch Festival and I've got a load of money for you.
Did he?
Yeah?
Has he get it yet?
No,
Yes, he has. He has. That's got some Scottish notes in the wallet.
I haven't seen it yet, mate.
I've get it, yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
I've
Tell
got
us
it,
how
yeah.
there's one festival.
I didn't do it.
No, you haven't got me out yet, mate.
That's is not on. Making me sound like a skank on here.
Yeah, well, they should do it Monday then, shouldn't they? Pay up, kid.
I'll send bailiffs round.
I'll send them round. We'll not be having a meat and tatty pie of going oven if I carries on like
My
that.
nan made that.
I've got it now, mate.
Well, I'm having some.
Right, go on then. How have you got on?
I had a brilliant time last year. Could not miss it off my calendar this year. Loch Festival. It's a massive venue for those who don't know it in Scotland. It takes about 3.5 hours to get there from Sheffield. 9 miles long. It's not a wide loch. It's a really narrow, long, thin loch. 9 miles long, full of fish, full of roach, hybrids and skimmers and bream and pike, and there's some trout as well and some salmon. Yeah, and some perch and big perch. And it was the Van den Eyne and Diowa Silverfest, which is a lovely event. It's not a massive event, there were only 36 anglers on it. A few dropped out last minute because we were forecasting storms for Saturday, and it's a float only event. So on a big Scottish loch, nearly said an Irish loch then, big Scottish loch like that, obviously you get bad conditions, it's not favourable for float fishing. But nevertheless, went up a day early and did a feature with James Woodrow, which were brilliant. That'll be in the December issue of Match Fishing magazine, so you'll be able to see some nice pictures and information about it there. And then the Silverfest started on the Saturday. Went up with my father. Stopped in.
Took old man Kev up,
old
didn't
man
they?
Kev up, yeah. We stopped in a place called St John's Town of Darley. You would love it, right? It's a little town, and it's got little hotel called the Loch Bar. And
Yeah.
it's a little street going.
Do they have lock-ins?
Oh yeah, they have
Do they?
lock-ins. Then there's another pub on corner called the Clatchin, and
Right.
there's a little post office and a garage, and that is it. It's just a little tiny village in the middle of nowhere. Look, get up in the morning, all mist coming off at valleys. It's really picturesque. Red kites flying everywhere. When we were doing that feature, we got down there, and my dad had a little practice, and James Woodrow come down with his gear, and James was like, look at that red kite, and this red kite come out of a loch from trees, and as it did, a jet plane came over the bridge at the bottom end of the loch, and it was ridiculous. It was like really, really low, literally right just above our heads.
Bloody
It
hell.
was ridiculous, and it was like right spine tingling, you know, like early morning, mist coming off at loch, bright
Awesome.
blue sky. It was really, really good. Like a little thing like that makes it, you know
Oh,
what I mean?
it's
It was just
lovely
like,
to
I'm
see,
glad I'm here, sort
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah,
Yeah. But the Silverfest itself, everyone got a goodie bag as well. Brilliant goodie bag off Dower and Vandenheim.
You ain't giving me half of that either yet, has there?
Well, I shared it out with a few people.
That's a rate
I were
scale,
nice
can't
little bit of good karma. We'll share it with some people who might.
Yeah, mine, good karma. What about Tugger sat down
That's
here?
alright. That's got some ground bait and
I've got
elastic.
plenty of ground.
You got hydroelastic and
That's
towels
brilliant
and
too.
ground bait, and it was brilliant.
Brilliant.
Day one, blown a gale, absolute gale, ridiculous. I ended up running next to my dad.
Did you?
Yeah, out of 36 people, drew next to each other.
Oh.
But we drew on the bank where it's pegged on point, so there's big point, little point, and the shallows. Me and my dad both drew on a place called Little Point, and I drew. You're out, pushed out in the loch on this big point. They call it Little Point. It's quite big.
Is it?
But the wind were just hacking like slightly towards us and straight down the loch as well. It were evil. I've got a video like when we packed up at night. It wasn't even bad then. But it was proper evil. It could only hold sort of 8 metres a pole
Bloody hell.
for a few seconds. You know, like when you ship it out, drop it in, get a few seconds, and it blows you around. But you could fish with a slider. Obviously, it's float only. So I made that my sort of main ploy. And started on the pole because just about 10 minutes before it start, there were a little bit of a lull. So I thought I'm going to start on pole. It got a little bit of a deep hole in my peg. It were like 7 foot deep at 8 metres. So I balled a bit of ground bait in dead quick, dropped in there, and I caught 2 big perch.
Did you? How big?
£1.5 a piece.
Nice.
£1.5. Lovely fish and all. All fish are really like dark and have vivid colours.
Ooh.
They don't look like they've been caught before, I'm sure
Well,
they
they
haven't.
haven't been caught before.
No, amazing. Well, I've up first one and I thought it must be a pike. Must have fouled up to pike or something. And it's come back juddering a bit, and Stephen McCaven from Dower said like they've been catching some big perch. I just thought, I'll just wonder. It was difficult in wind, and I've managed to get it round, lifting my pole up and fighting wind, and that big perch has come up.
Oh, mint.
So I've got him. I showed him my dad. Dad, big perch.
Yeah.
Then I got another one, and then wind got too bad to fish pole, so I've concentrated on the slider, and it's took me about 2.5 hours to get a bite on it. Loads of line on bottom. You're not allowed to leisure, so you sort of drag as much as you can and try and slow it down, but we're still moving through. But eventually, a few fish come into my peg, and I caught 8 skimmers in the second half of the match. Not big ones, they were like 6 ounce to 12 ounce fish, but lovely fish. A few little roach and a few dace and stuff as well. And he ended up with £11 4 ounce, which was enough to clearly win the section. Didn't frame, but section point. So in hard conditions, felt like I had a really satisfying day's fishing. You know,
So you got good points off the little point, didn't you?
I got good points off the little point. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the lesson with that is like it's easy, isn't it? When them conditions are horrendous, half the fields probably beat before they even start. You just got to have a lot of patience, haven't you, and make the most of
Man up, haven't you, a little
yeah,
bit?
make the most of them little winders when it does drop, and you get your presentation right and catch an handful of fish. But no, it was brilliant, really good. So
Awesome.
to Steve, it was that bad, the wind, at one point, like you were scared to cast out. You've obviously got a 15-gram slider on
Yeah.
with a 12-gram Olivet, and the wind's straight in your face, and you know for certain if you punch out like that, something's gonna go wrong. Like some few times you've cast and your float slid up and gone out.
Oh.
Worst conditions I've fished in for probably ever. But really exciting.
Awesome.
I had a lovely steak that night.
Did you?
Yeah, beautiful.
You
Big
said they were a
fat.
nice nightlife, weren't they?
Oh, it's lovely. Just a warm Scottish team were there. Had a few beers that night with them.
You told me that James Dornham tried to get you drunk and take advantage of
He
it.
did actually, yeah. He kept
Did
touching me in places that I didn't like touching, like
Did you?
the
Did he?
bottom of my ear and things like that.
Really?
Yeah, he kept wiggling my glasses as well, like this.
Did he?
I think he was flirting with me, to be honest.
Really? He's a
Yeah,
bit like that,
yeah, he is. He's a bit that. Yeah. They
Yeah.
all call him Lego Head.
It's not very nice,
No,
is it?
is it? He does say like that. He used to have a Lego character who looks a little bit like him.
I'm going to start calling you Barbie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
because you seem to be mastering Ken quite a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, second day 2, woke up with a little bit of a thick head, to be honest.
Yeah.
Too many pints of Guinness. But cracked on. We were on the opposite bank. Totally different day. Beautiful morning, blue sky, flat neck loch. Everyone was dragging the gear out. Couldn't wait to get fishing. It was
lovely.
brilliant. And Drew Robbins, a bit that we're really happy with. It's quite an even section there. You're all in a straight line. The only thing is there's 2 end pegs. Now we're on 2, so I want on an end, but
Next to him.
next to an end, yeah. Max Stevens are on the end now, and he's like very good there.
Yeah.
Lovely lad, very good. And it was brilliant. I had a lovely day's fishing. I thought I'd catch on a pole because it had some bait thrown in the day before. But I still set my slider up, and I also set a little waggler up because it was calm. I thought they might come in on the pole and then just back off a little bit.
Yeah.
So I set like a nice 4 gram Drennan crystal. So I could just fish it just past my pole line, sort of 18-20 metres. And started on slider, caught a few roach, but then everyone around me were just bagging on the pole. So after like half an hour, I don't like to go straight on it, me. I like to loose feed for a bit because you got massive lot.
Clear venues.
Yeah, big massive clear lot, loads of fish in it. I thought I'm going to loose feed for half an hour and just nick an odd one on slider. And when I did come on it, I caught a lot bigger fish than them people around me. I didn't catch as many. Like Mac next to it, I was convinced he'd beat me, and he was convinced he'd beat me. But then when he weighed in, he only had 15 pounds, and I looked at his fish, and they were a lot smaller. And I also fed quite a lot of worms, chopped worms on the pole as well. Saved them, didn't put them in on the slider, and introduced them on the pole. And I think that helped draw some big fish in. Quite a few hybrids and big roach.
Lovely.
And I caught steady on that all day. Kept having quiet spells. I think it was because pike were coming in, and of course it's calm. And then during them, I just flicked a little waggler past, sort of 18-20 metres. You know where some of your loose feed lands. And caught a few fish on that as well. Last I ended with £20, 8 ounces, enough to win the section. Second on the match. And I managed my 2 section wins. Was joint first with 2 other people.
Yeah.
On the festival.
Very close then, really.
Oh,
How
really
big were
close.
sections?
Only 6 peg sections,
Nice
which is good
format.
because it keeps a lot of people
Yeah,
in.
nice format.
Yeah. And because there's so many little bits of end pegs, there's loads of little advantages you can get. So it's really brilliant. But thankfully, I had just enough weight to win it.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
But it was brilliant, honestly. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed it. Absolutely.
We're so lucky. The variety of fishing we've got in this country
Yeah.
now is unbelievable. I mean, like this weekend, on Thursday, I'm off to another little 2-day festival at Monkhall Fisheries out in Shropshire.
Lovely, nice venue.
We've done a few features there, you know, they support the magazine very well, lovely place.
Yeah, stunning
And
venue.
then down to Whiteacres, so we've got so much to look forward to, haven't we?
We have. Really, really excited. We've got a busy few weeks, haven't we? We've got some nice new floats.
We just want it, we have, we've picked a few of these up on our lunch break today, haven't we?
Yeah. Took us to Buddy's, didn't
He did. American Diner, we had a nice bite to eat, but
yeah.
I can't wait to tie some of these bad boys up.
No,
Can you?
I'm going to do it tonight. And of course, we must say thank you to Mr. Lane for sorting us out with some quality bait.
Well, I think there's a lot of people who help us out an awful lot, and they all deserve a thank you.
Definitely.
So, thank you, everybody. We love you, and we will update you on our Whiteacres.
And you will update on how you get on at Monkhall.
We will. Love you all.
See you later.